Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. I'm your host, Jackie Hermans. So last week we had the Durham District School Board on the show talking about how we can help our kids to prosper during online learning. But guess what? The kids are back in school, kids are back in school, kids are back in school. Well, if you're a parent, you already knew that. But yay, cause for celebration. We are back in the classroom. So that is fabulous. Now, the weather. We have had some super cold weather, minus 25, minus 28, not even including the wind chill. And then it warms up and we get -2, -4. And you know what? In order to make sure our mental health is in check during this long winter season, we got to get outside when we can. So maybe when it's not minus 28, we got to get outside and hear and feel the crunch of the snow underneath our feet. Look out at the sun glistening on that snow and being total appreciation. Because anytime we're having those thoughts of, oh, we got more weather like this, it kind of brings us down, right? So we got to do what we do what we can do to stay positive. So today on the show, we have Avery from Threads Boutique. We're also talking to the Durham Region Paramedic Services about how we have been in Code Zero and what that means. And we're also finding a forever home for an adorable little cat named Poppy. So make sure you keep on watching because we're going to have a fabulous show. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
I'm Deborah Hutchison, host of Talk Politics. Each week, we speak one-on-one with your elected officials at all levels of government about the issues that affect us all. Keep informed. That's Talk Politics each week right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So with me now on the show, I have Troy Cheeseborough, who is the Chief of Durham Region Paramedic Services. And this is a pretty intensive situation here. I understand that ambulances are now at Code Zero. Can you please explain to everybody what Code Zero means?
Sure. So first of all, I want to clarify that that's not a continuous or ongoing thing. This is something that happens occasionally throughout the day. More so, we experienced a real pressure point about almost a week ago where we were really in a situation where we were at Code Zero, which means 0 ambulances available from regional resources to respond within the community. And that lasted for almost 1 hour. When you break it out across the tiny little sort of microcosms that happened. This isn't new though. This has been ongoing for some time. It's just the duration for which we saw it, in this past episode was the longest we've had in a really long time. It typically only lasts for a couple of minutes.
So when we're at Code Zero, does that mean that we have no ambulances within the region to be able to get to a call? And then you need to get ambulances outside of the region?
That's correct. So there's no actual regional resources available to respond within the region. However, we have agreements with our surrounding services, such as the City of Kawartha Lakes, York Region, Toronto, Northumberland. They can do calls within our region, much like we help them out and do calls in their region if they're low on resources.
Okay, so what could be, if let's say we were at Code Zero, where's the farthest an ambulance might need to come to be able to help out?
It's really hard to say. That's all dependent on where the call is actually taking place. So, for example, if my call is in Bowmanville, the resource is likely going to come from Northumberland County. So that would most likely be someplace around Port Hope. If my call is in, I'm going to say Uxbridge, using that as the example, a resource is likely going to come across from, say, Markham. If we're using another resource from there, it could come from Pefferlaw, it could come from Sutton. It all depends on the resources of the surrounding neighborhoods as well.
Okay. So what are the different reasons as to why we can get to code zero? Are staff home with COVID, or what are the issues that are happening?
Well, no, we're actually quite fortunate. Our staff are amazing and they're very diligent about wearing personal protective equipment. Yes, we do have, like all other areas affected by this pandemic, some staff that have had exposures. Typically, this is community-based exposures, though. So we have many staff with young families, and their children are, subsequently exposed, and they have to stay home to look after them and things like that. So absolutely, that's a factor. One of the biggest pressures we're facing right now is offload delay at the hospital. So hospital offload delays are at an all-time high. They've been for many, many years. To give you an idea, within the past, from October 7th to January 7th, we were 3,700 hours more of offload time at two of our local hospitals than we were the previous year. That's a significant amount of time hanging out in emergency rooms.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we want to prevent being at code zero, what can we tell the community? When should we not be calling, or when should we be calling an ambulance, and when should we not be calling for an ambulance?
Well, everybody's perception of what an emergency is different. So I'm not going to tell anybody, if they're that concerned, never to not call an ambulance. However, they are prioritized through our dispatch center, which is a government agency. So our dispatch center is through the Ministry of Health, and they will prioritize the call appropriately. Just be prepared that if it is prioritized as a lower priority, you could be waiting a significant amount of time for an ambulance. But obviously, if you're having chest pain, signs of a stroke, shortness of breath, any of the critical things, absolutely call an ambulance, and the appropriate resource will get sent out to you as soon as possible. Okay, great. So we're saying call for critical issues. And to some people that might be obvious, but yeah, if someone breaks an arm, maybe someone is thinking that's pretty critical because they've never broken a bone before. But if something like that's going to happen, if you can get a neighbor to be able to drive you, then we can free up ambulance time. Absolutely, because there is still a misconception that if you go by ambulance, you get seen quicker in a hospital, and that's the furthest from the truth. You get triaged just like every other person that comes into the hospital. So that's important for people to know as well. And, I want to give a special, kudos to our staff as well. They've really stepped up during this recent pandemic and are really working hard. They're putting in additional hours. They're missing time from their families. They're experiencing the same stress as everybody else while still having to come to work and deal with the added pressures of this. And that even goes down to as far as violence in the workplace. We're seeing more of that due to frustrations among people and things like that. So it's very challenging for our staff. So I really congratulate them for all the extra work they're doing as well.
Thank you so much for sharing that. We just have 1 minute left, and I want to thank all of the emergency staff that are out there helping the community. And what would you say are the most important character traits of someone who's going to maybe choose a career in paramedics?
Obviously, a dedication to helping people is the biggest thing. And again, we're very fortunate all of our staff have that. So that's kind of the biggest thing out there. It's a selfless profession for sure.
Oh, well, thank you so much for all that you do. I'm really appreciating that you took the time to be with us on the show today.
Thank you.
All right. So I hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Thanks so much, Troy.
Thank you.
Joe.
You can't do this, Jacques. It's never been done before.
Mr. Blake.
You can't see down with that thing.
Mr. Blake.
Jacques, what?
They're coming.
Hold them up. Find something. Jacques, I'm telling you for the last time.
Are the Canadians finished?
This plant coming back on the ice.
Come on, give us something, will you?
How many stitches?
Gentlemen, please.
Hey, Tony, you got something to say to the people anymore?
On November 1st, 1959, Jacques Plante of the Montreal Canadiens broke with tradition.
You're a brave man, Mr. Plant, standing up to him like that.
And changed the face of hockey forever.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So now with me on the show is Avery Thornsmith of Threads Boutique. Welcome to the show, Avery.
Hey, Jackie. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it was so great to meet you. I had a chance in meeting you in your beautiful boutique, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. So you recently opened up Threads Boutique. Can you give me a little bit of background? So you took the business over, right? From, oh my goodness.
Yeah, the previous owner, Kimberly Kelland Fashions, she had the business for 5 years prior. So it was a well-established business, and I was a customer of hers. And I heard that she was selling, and the timing was right for me. So I looked into it, and here we are.
Oh, amazing. Now, Avery, what were you doing before opening a boutique?
So I'm coming from automotive. So I've got about 20 years experience in corporate and retail operations in automotive, which I loved. But being a working mom, it was always a struggle between that life and home life and work balance. Once COVID hit, I think it exacerbated it for so many moms. So it was time to kind of reevaluate what was important and what the next step was, and the timing was perfect.
Have you always had a flair and love for fashion?
I have, for sure. What woman doesn't, right? You put on an outfit that makes you feel good and makes the day good.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Okay, I have to tell you. So this is one of your jackets. I know you know that.
Yeah.
When it is such a pleasure to get to wear this. It is, I think, the most luxurious type of jacket sweater that I've ever worn before, and it is so cozy. And what is it called? Something Fawn. What is it called?
Gentle Fawn is the brand, and it's one of our top sellers. They're really known for a high quality material, which obviously you can tell from wearing it.
Yeah.
And the great thing right now, we have Gentle Fawn on sale for 30% off. So.
Okay, so it's a good time to be able to do it.
Absolutely.
So, I understand that you're getting, is it 6 new brands come in, 6 new lines coming into your store?
Yeah, correct. So this is my first opportunity, my first round of buying, owning the boutique, which is really exciting. The boutique already carries so many great brands that has a great following. So I'm continuing on with those brands, but I am happy to say that I brought on 6 new brands that will be featured in spring and summer, brands out of California. So known for that like laid back LA luxe look with a focus on high quality materials and detail design elements. So really exciting. I think existing customers are going to love it, but I think it's also going to bring in new customers and a new demographic to the store.
Oh, very nice. And, I also noticed you have your clearance rack up. So things from last spring and summer, if you want to get a really good deal, now's the time to be able to stock up on spring, summer clothing.
Yeah, absolutely. We have tons of great variety on our clearance rack. A lot of things from spring and summer last year. Last year was hard for all retailers, between the constant closures and everything else. So lots of great deals on our clearance rack for sure.
Awesome. Okay, so how has it been starting a new business within COVID, having all of your experience working within marketing in the automotive area?
Yeah.
How has all that been falling into place for you?
Well, when I opened up at the beginning of December, Omicron was just kind of a distant rumor. We didn't really think it was going to hit as hard and as quick as it did. But I think throughout COVID, we've all learned how to pivot and change and adapt really quickly. And we just have to roll with the punches. It's not been an easy few weeks, that's for sure. January is tough on retailers as is, kind of add to this next wave. It's rough, but we'll get through it. Just important to support all local businesses. So.
Definitely. And you know what? I really love your setup in that when you come into the store, you also have the floral shop right there. So you have all these beautiful flowers and plants, and the ladies at the floral shop are just beautiful human beings as well. And then you turn right, and then there's your boutique. It's a really neat combination.
It really is. 14 Brock Street East is a great spot, an old century home right on the main strip of Uxbridge, and the two stores together are perfect. Flowers and housewares mixed with fashion, you really can't go wrong. So it's been great.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. And what a great place for you to be, I think, even for your mental health. You know, you get to
absolutely. If I don't have customers in, I'm in the back watching the ladies put together floral arrangements, and what they can do with flowers is incredible. I'm learning a lot, not just about fashion retail, but about florists. So it's really neat.
That's amazing. Okay, something else I noticed when I was in your store, you have beautiful bags, beautiful purses and stuff. Is that coming from the LA area? Where do your bags come?
No, that's Jean and Jack's. It's a Canadian company, and it's all vegan leather. So it's a great company. They offer lots of variety each season in colors and styles, and it's nice that it's vegan and Canadian.
Beautiful. Okay, what is your website and what is your Instagram handle for everybody?
So Instagram and Facebook is the same. You can find us at Threads Boutique Ux, and the website is easy, threadsboutique.ca. Please follow and please check out the website.
Nice. And people can do online shopping as well there, right?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Avery. It's so great to have you on the show. Make sure you check out your store online and in person. Thank you. We'll be right back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
When you're online, Rogers TV on YouTube shares news and events from your community, like messages from local leaders, updates on the latest health news, local business presenting their new offerings, and how our local communities are working their way through these unprecedented times. Visit and subscribe to Rogers TV on YouTube for the latest local information.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So now with me on the show is Elizabeth Labelle from the Durham Humane Society. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Your hair is getting so long. It's looking amazing.
It's disappearing under there.
It is. It's just, we have Rapunzel.
Yeah, something like that.
So tell me, who do we have here?
Yeah, so this is Poppy. Poppy is a 7-year-old domestic short-haired gray and white cat. She's getting up there in years, but she's not a senior yet. She's just an older adult. And she is the friendliest cat you will ever meet in your entire life. She is just so desperate for people to love her and give her pets and cuddles. And there's not enough attention that we can give her because she's just so loving. Like I could sit here and pet her all day and she'd be the happiest cat in the whole world.
So is she the type of cat that you'd be sitting on the couch and she's like, she's on you?
She is either in your lap or she's right beside you, rolling on her back, looking for those head scratches, looking for those neck scratches. She's just the most affectionate girl.
Aw.
She might even give you a head bump or two. She loves to touch your foreheads.
What type of family do you think would be perfect for Poppy?
Yeah, so Poppy can be a little bit shy at times or timid to say. So she would really benefit from an adult home or a home with older kids. I'd say over the age of like 10 or 11, just so that she's not dealing with a home where she might be exposed to a lot of loud noises or little ones running around her, because that might startle her and have her kind of find a place to hide out. But if you're a little bit older and you're looking for a companion cat, she is going to be the absolute best fit.
Aw. Okay, how long has she been with you for, settling in?
She's been here about a month or so. She came from a multi-cat home. And so she occasionally needs to have her eyes wiped, because when you've come from a home with many other cats or more than one or two, they generally, because of the difference in the dander around them, it can sometimes cause their eyes to be a little weepy or to have a little bit of a runny nose, because like us, too many pollens and things like that, we can get a little bit of the sneezes and things like that as the air changes and stuff. So she gets a little bit of runny eyes occasionally. She might need those wiped, but she would do well in a home where she has people who are going to want to sit around and pet her all the time.
Aw. Now I see that there's another little cat just to the left of you, to the right of my screen.
Yeah.
Who's that up there?
This is Adele. Adele actually recently found her home. She's going to be going home, I think, in the next day or so. She's gorgeous. She's a very sweet girl, but she can be a little sassy at times. She knows what she likes. It's kind of like Adele, the singer. She definitely knows that her name has worth.
Well, I'm so glad that she found a home. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
So how are you guys doing right now for donations?
Mm-hmm. So we're doing well, but every donation makes a difference. I know they're always looking for towels, always looking for donations of toys or leashes or collars or food. Food makes a big difference here at the shelter. If you're looking to donate something like a physical donation, then food is absolutely the way to go. But if you're also looking for other ideas, things that you might not have to go out and purchase, towels, any kind of a used but gently used towel is amazing here. We use them continuously every single day. We go through so many towels for these little ones, just trying to make this as comfortable as possible for them. So there's lots of avenues for donations, depending on what's within your means. So if you have questions or if you want to know how to best do that, please do not hesitate to ever come and reach out to us, because we want to do our best to help you get involved with the shelter.
Awesome. Would even a bag of kitty litter be helpful there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And those you can get as easily as from the dollar store. So there's lots of resources out there if you want to get involved and you want to contribute to the shelter. I know right now, due to COVID, that we don't have as much ability to bring in volunteers. I know that's really something that I hope in the future we're going to be able to get back to once life gets back to a little bit more normalcy. But if you are looking for a way to still stay involved, donating to the shelter, calling in and chatting with us, we're happy to give you suggestions on how to stay involved and know what's going on in our little community here, so that we can best support these animals.
Okay. So if your family is ever going through a big transition and you feel like you really can't give the pet the home that they deserve, I know some people can have a lot of guilt over that. But, if in doubt, they should give you a call, right? And talk to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is never an easy decision to decide that you need to rehome your pet. And so we don't ever judge anyone for doing so. Our goal is to find the best avenue for every animal that comes through our shelter. And if you're in a situation where you need our support, that's what we're here for. We're here to be a resource for the community so that we can better help these animals that might not be fitting in the space that they're in and need a new space.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate you coming on the show. We'll have you back again. We'll be back with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm Karim Grant, a former professional football player. Do you want to know what current and former professional athletes are up to these days? Catch the Players Corner with Karim Grant exclusively on Rogers TV.
Hey, I'm Chef Corey Dern, host of a show on Rogers TV Georgina called Cooking with Corey. Join me bi-weekly for brand new episodes where I teach you not only what to cook, but how to cook. The only thing missing is smell-o-vision. That's Cooking with Corey right here on Rogers TV Georgina.
Welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. So if you happen to know maybe a senior or just an adult that would love some extra love and attention, think about contacting the Durham Humane Society, and maybe you want to go and meet Poppy or one of their other amazing cats that they have available for adoption. Now, in regards to EMS, if you need to get to the hospital, but if you can get yourself there safely, if you're not in a critical state, or if you have someone else that can bring you, make sure you make your way to the hospital and leave the ambulances for those emergencies. But as Troy said, if you have heart stuff going on, you think you might be experiencing a stroke, anything like that, please use EMS. Now, definitely visit Threads Boutique. Avery is such an absolute sweetheart, and we need to support our local businesses. So especially if you're here in Uxbridge or in your Port Perry, go into the downtown shops, check them out, and there's some beautiful sales going on right now. So why not take advantage of those? So if you want to be on the show, send us an email, Uxbridge Scugog Life at rci.rogers.com. That's Uxbridge Scugog Life at rci.rogers.com. We'll see you next week with more on Uxbridge Scugog Life. Bye.
Call the Rogers TV Viewer Response Line. Email us or connect with us on social media.
What do I like? I like open fires, moonlit nights, chatty letters, rainy days. I like daydreaming. I love this colorful little island of ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Yet often my dark moods come. I'm possessed body and soul by this depression. They say women shouldn't write. Some days I almost give up. But I cannot contain my imagination. I made Anne real. I gave her my love of nature.